back to my channel. This class is a playful vinyasa flow that I created for one of my virtual offerings for Sunset Studio. If you are interested in doing some live stream classes with me and the instructors at Sunset Studio, I will link some information down in the description down below. So when you're ready, we're going to begin in a child's pose with our toes tucked. So come on down, curl the toes under, send the hips back towards the heels, and your knees can be as wide as your hips are, a little bit wider if you like. Spread your fingers wide and offer your heart down towards the ground. Maybe connecting the forehead to the floor. Just feeling yourself settle here for the first few moments of your practice. Just arriving. Excuse me. Just arriving. Hey friends, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you haven't been here before. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to flow through a really fun, playful, and a funky transitioned vinyasa flow today. This is a little sneak peek at one of the classes that I offered virtually for the Sunset Studio members and community in Prince George. If you are interested in doing some live stream classes with myself and the other instructors at Sunset Studio, I will link a little bit of information down in the description. If you like this style of offering, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe. So we're going to begin our practice in a variation of child's pose with the toes curled under. So as you're ready, just tuck the toes underneath. Let your knees open up to be about the distance of maybe your outer hips, maybe a bit wider. Fingers spread wide, heart softening down towards the ground. Maybe the forehead can rest comfortably on the earth, or you can always bring the earth up by planting a block underneath your forehead. As your eyes close here, you begin to tune into the sensation of what's going on in your body. Allow yourself this time to arrive gradually. You might feel some intensity in the soles of the feet, the shoulders, the back of the heart space. So just coming into this practice with an open heart and an open mind, taking breaks as you need. Really paying attention to what your body is asking of you. Perhaps allowing the breath to deepen just a bit here. Let's take one more conscious inhale. Maybe opening the mouth. Sighing away. Next, inhale, grip down into your hands, start to press yourself up. We'll take the hands underneath the shoulders, slide the knees under the hips, untuck the toes, and just roll out your ankles a few times in whichever way makes sense to you. One way and the other. Great. And then from here, begin to reach your right arm up towards the sky, so you open your chest towards the right side of your room. As you exhale, thread your right arm underneath the hollow space of your left arm, so the right shoulder comes down to the floor, maybe your right ear or the temple lands on the earth gently. Begin to put a little bit of pressure into the back of the right arm, so you can start to roll your left shoulder a little bit further back and create some sensation, some stretch in between the shoulders. And you can choose to stay right here or a little funky balance. You can extend your left leg back, the toes can be on the floor, and just pause for a moment here. Maybe the leg lifts. If you're feeling steady, perhaps the left arm also lifts. Engage through the core. Final option, you can begin to bend your left knee. Maybe your left hand finds your left toes or your ankle. You can gently start to pull the heel towards the bum, finding your focal point and really feeling into the sensations, how they shift and change. If you have hold of the foot, gently release. We'll take it one step at a time back to our just a regular old twist, knee to the earth, left hand to the floor. Then as you breathe in, planting that left hand firmly, begin to lift the right arm up towards the sky. Simultaneously, the right leg will extend behind you. The left toes will turn to the left, so your left shin is parallel to the short edge of your mat. And then begin to sweep your right arm up and over your ear. Press down into your right foot as your right leg is straight, and bend your left elbow. So you're taking this big C-shaped curve in your spine and your side body. Breathe into that space. And then as you exhale, nice and slow, unwind. Come back to center, right hand plants, right knee finds the ground. A round of cat-cow, wash it clean. Inhale, open the heart, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, curl the tail under, puff up the space between your shoulder blades. As you breathe in, come back to neutral. Left hand this time. Inhale, left arm reaches up, chest opens wide. Exhale, thread your left arm underneath the bridge of the right. Back of the arm, back of the shoulder touches the earth. Left ear to the ground. Putting some pressure into the back of the left arm, pressing it into the floor firmly, and rolling your right shoulder back to intensify the sensation of twist through the upper back. You can certainly stay here or playing with this funky balance. The right leg extends out. The right toes can stay on the floor. Or finding some engagement through the core, the right leg lifts. Perhaps the right arm floats up as well. This is feeling really easy for you. That's amazing. But maybe you like to challenge yourself a bit more. The right hand finds the right foot. The right heel pulls gently towards the bum. Right shoulder stays rolled back. Low belly drawn in. If you have hold of the foot, we'll slowly release. Reverse the steps, foot to the ground, hand to the floor. Good. And then right hand plants firmly. As you breathe in, the left arm will sweep up. Simultaneously, the left leg extends out long. And then the right shin turns so it's parallel to the short edge of your mat. Sweep your left arm over your ear and press firmly down into your left foot. Begin to bend your right elbow. So creating a big, huge stretch from your left ankle all the way to your left fingertips. Breathe into that space. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly come back to our tabletop position. Finding the hands on the floor, the knees under the hips, one round cat-cow. Let your body follow the breath. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round it out. Good, inhaling to neutral. You're gonna tuck your toes under and elevate your knees just about a millimeter or two off of the ground. Press firmly into your hands so there's protraction in your shoulders. You're kind of hollowing out the front part of your body and broadening the back part of your body. Now begin to bring your right foot off the floor so your right heel kind of pulls towards your butt, and then pull your right knee in towards your chest. Step your right foot in between your hands and then lower your left knee down to the ground. You want your right ankle right underneath your left knee, or your right knee rather. And then from here, we'll start to reach the arms up towards where about the wall and the ceiling meet. So kind of I don't know what angle this is, but your shoulders and your fingers are just nice and extended here. You could lift up your back knee and just find a little bit more strength. Good. And then fingertips are going to come to the floor on the inside of your right foot. Pivot your left heel in and down. So your legs are in warrior two shape. Your right heel's in line with the arch of the back foot, and your right knee's right over top of your ankle. Really firm up your left leg. Keep your right knee where it is. This is going to be a little bit weird, but you're going to walk your hands away from your right foot, so they're going to come off of your mat, but your legs stay exactly the same. So they're just like they were, warrior two shape with the legs, arms are reaching over towards the left. You can start to maybe bring your chest closer to the ground, big stretch for those hips. Breathe into the space, one more inhale, and a full exhale. Next inhale, walk your hands back. Begin to frame your right foot so your left toes come back down to the floor and your left heel comes off of the ground. And then come into a power lunge. So your back leg is super strong, your front knee is bent, your core is drawn in. You're gonna reach your arms back, keeping your chest just a little bit off of your thigh. Building a little bit of heat, let's take one more breath. Good, and then hands to the floor, step your right foot back. Knees are just gonna hover over the ground again, finding your hovering tabletop. Round through your back, press the earth away. Let your left foot come off of the ground, heel towards butt. And then pull the left knee in towards the chest and step your left foot in between your hands. Lower down your back knee and just find your stance here. Left knee over ankle. You're going to start to lift the arms up so they're about in line with, again, where the wall and the ceiling meet. Just finding a little bit of heat in the body, some controlled movements, slow and steady to start. And let your hands come on the inside of your left foot, pop up off of your back knee, heel to the floor, warrior two to the legs. So left heel in line with the back arch, left knee stays over the ankle. Keep your hips nice and open and wide as you root into your right foot. Walk your hands off of your mat over to the right. Keep pressing your left knee away from your center, so away from the midline. So your hips stay open. You can sink your chest a little closer down to the floor if you like. Big hip stretch here. Take one more breath. Slowly start to walk your hands back to center. Frame your left foot. Back heel lifts up off the ground. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Start to lift your arms back, so coming into that power lunge. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Keep that focal point. Take one more breath. And let your hands find the ground. Come into a plank position. So your feet will reach back. Your hands will be on the floor underneath your shoulders. And I'm going to give you an option here for our flow. So you can either lower your knees down, bend your elbows, but bend them back so they graze your ribs. Your core is going to stay strong. Chest lowers down. Untuck the toes. Press down into the tops of the feet as you strengthen the back, lifting the heart, cobra. As you exhale, keep the core strong as you lift up and back into downward facing dog. So that's an option. Another option, we're going to lower our elbows down. You can do one at a time or both at the same time, coming into dolphin. You're going to take a breath in here, nice and strong, deep inhale. As you exhale, chaturanga, so press into your hands, shift forward, elbows in line with the shoulders. And then as you inhale, upward facing dog. As you exhale, downward facing dog. So you can flow through two more, your choice. Inhaling, elbows could come down, or you could come forward into your plank. Exhaling into chaturanga or lowering down. Inhaling, cobra or upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, elbows lower. Exhale, chaturanga if you're taking this variation. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good, take a deep breath in. And a full breath out. Next inhale, right leg lifts towards the sky. As you exhale, right knee taps right elbow. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, knee towards nose. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, right knee, cross it under the body. Keep it about in line with your belly button. And then roll to the pinky edge side of your left foot and lift your left arm up. Your right knee stays bent and lifting your hips as far away from the ground as you can. You could play with straightening the leg to see how that feels. Pause for a breath. And then your stance, your feet hip distance apart. Come into your power lunge. So your arms reach back, your chest comes a little bit away from your thigh. Take a nice deep breath in here. Stay for the exhale. And your torso is going to stay in this plane. You're going to roll your back heel in and down and reach your arms in front of you like you're holding onto a beach ball. So you're in a side angle pose with your arms reaching and nothing touching the floor. No arms touching the floor. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, hands come to the heart, your right toes spin just slightly to the left. Slow lower your hips down to the floor and lift your left toes up towards the sky. So we're landing in Skandasana. You can play around with how your right foot is. Your heel might be lifted, it might not. You can play with pointing your left toes or flexing them, whatever feels best for you. Take one more breath. Inhale deeply. Big exhale. And come back into our power lunge. So as you breathe in, sweep yourself forward, pivot your toes, your arms are going to reach back, your chest is hovering over your right leg. As you exhale, hands come to your heart, twist your upper body to the right, let your left elbow land on your right thigh. Roll your shoulder blades together, squeeze your inner thighs together, and breathe. Beautiful work. Let your gaze come down to the floor. Your left hand will find the earth. You're going to take your right hand on the outside of your right knee. You're going to roll to the pinky edge side of your left foot. Pick your right knee up and then squeeze the knee in towards your body as you lift your hips away from the ground. So you're in a side plank with your left foot grounded and your right knee up towards your right shoulder as close as you can get it. Take one more breath. Now as you exhale, the right hand comes down to the floor. Keep your right knee bent. Draw the right knee in towards your body. Squeeze it in. And then step the right foot in between your hands again. Lower your back knee down to the ground and then take a half split. So your hips go back and your right toes flex up. Option to stay with your chest facing forward and down, or a little bit of a twist here. Left hand stays where it is, right arm reaches up. Keep squeezing those inner thighs together. Pressing down into the right heel. Isometrically pulling the right heel back as you pull the left knee forward. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, you're going to slowly let your right foot come down to the floor. Both of your arms are going to sweep up towards the sky for a low lunge. You can stay with the arms reaching up, or the left arm can reach back, taking hold of the left thigh, reaching your right arm up and over. Pause wherever you're at. One more breath in. As you exhale, hands are going to come down. Frame your right foot. Step back into your downward facing dog. Woo-wee. That was fun. I hope. So take a few moments here. This can be your pause. It can be your rest. You can take child's pose if you prefer. If you need to adjust yourself, go for it. Take a sip of water anytime. Then we're going to flow through 3 more little vinyasas. Again, your choice. You can go to plank and then lower down your variation, lifting up into your back bend of choice, flowing back into your down dog. Or you can move through the dolphin variation. So lower the elbows down, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, shift forward. Inhale to up dog, press down to the tops of the feet, thighs stay lifted. Exhale with a strong core, lifts your hips up and back. Inhale, elbows lower one at a time or both at the same time. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows stay close to the ribs. Inhale, up dog, open the chest. Exhale, down dog, lift those hips. One more time, inhale, elbows down one at a time or both simultaneously. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows close to the ribs. Inhale, up dog. And exhale to down dog. Good. Inhale, the left leg lifts towards the sky. Exhale, knee towards left elbow. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, start to cross it under your body. Keep the knee bent. You want the knee about in line with the belly button, and then roll to the inside arch of your back foot. Float your right arm up off of the floor, right Make sure your feet are about hip distance apart. We're gonna come into that power lunge. So arms reach back. Your hips are square. Your chest is just hovering off of your thigh. Your shoulders are away from your ears. And then keep your torso in this plane, and then on one inhale, you're gonna roll your right heel down, reach your arms in front of you, and rotate your chest. So the right shoulder's over the left knee is bent, side angle pose like you're holding a beach ball and reaching it towards the front of your room. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, Skandasana, so you're gonna let your hips come down and turn your right toes up. You might need to play around with the placement of your left foot, and that's fine. Landing here for a moment, taking a breath or two. Okay, we're gonna land back in our power lunge. So on an inhale, look forward, roll to the toes of your back foot, sole of the left foot plants firmly, arms reach back. As you exhale, hands to the heart, spin to the left, right elbow comes to the left thigh, pressing into the hands, rotating the chest. Reconnect to your breath here. If you've lost it, take one more round. Good, and then just the right hand comes to the floor underneath your right shoulder. Left hand holds on to the left knee. You're gonna begin to roll to the pinky edge side of your right foot. Lift your left knee up, and then pull your left knee in towards your body as you press down into the parts that are connected to the floor. So right hand and blade edge of your right foot. Take one more breath here. Good. And then slowly left hand comes back down to the floor, left knee again pulls in towards the chest, and we step it in between the hands, silently if you can. Lower your back knee down to the ground, or half split, so letting your hips reach back, flexing your left toes towards the sky. You can keep both of your hands on the floor, or come into the twist, left arm lifts up. Keeping your balance by isometrically pulling your left heel back and your right knee forward, keeping your spine long and spacious. Take one more breath here. And on an inhale, simultaneously, you'll start to slide your left foot to the floor, reach both of your arms up towards the sky. They can stay lifting straight up, or maybe the right hand reaches back, takes hold of the right hamstring, and the left arm reaches up and over, reaching towards the back of your room. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, slowly come on out. The hands will frame the left foot, stepping back into your downward facing dog. Nice work. Letting your down dog again be a moment or moments of reconnection. Maybe closing down the eyes, really feeling into the parts of your body that are connecting to the earth, the sensations, how they shift and change and move through your body with each round of breath. And then we're going to add on here. So, on your next inhale, let's lift the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, right leg lifts up. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right knee crosses under. Keep the knee bent as you roll to the inner arch of your left foot. Lift your left arm up, straighten your right leg, and then see if you can take 3 little pulses. Up, and up, and up. Good, bend the knee again. Left hand comes down to the floor, 3-legged dog. Lift the right leg high, big breath in. Exhale, right foot steps to the center of your mat, at the top of your mat. Power lunge as you breathe in, so arms are going to sweep back, the chest lifts just a little bit away from the legs. Pausing here as you exhale. As you inhale, left heel rolls in and down, arms reach forward like you're holding onto a beach ball, back into that side angle pose. As you exhale, Skandasana, letting your hips come down towards the floor. Pause here for a breath in. And stay for the breath out. I'm going to travel to the back of the mat. You can keep your hips as low as you can, or if you need to come to standing all the way through center, that's fine too. You're going to roll over to the left side. back to the front, and then stay. Option, if this is feeling really good for you, you can stick with this. You might find a little bit of movement here. If you want to try something a little funky, a little different, you're going to let your left hip come down to the ground. So your whole backside of your left leg is on the earth. You might need to play around with where your right foot is in space, but you essentially want your right knee close towards your right armpit and a bit externally rotated. From here, left hand holds on to the right ankle. You want to keep your right knee pushing towards the right side. Float your right arm up towards the sky. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, we're reaching towards our left toes. Maybe you take hold, maybe you don't, no big deal. Breathing into your side bodies. Take one more breath. Now if you're in this funky side stretching position, just slowly bring yourself back up. We're going to come back into Skandasana, so a little bit of a challenging for me anyways to get back up, but hands together at the heart, just lifting the hips away from the ground again. We're going to come back into our power lunge. So as you breathe in, turning to face forward, big bend in that front knee, left heel lifts, and then as you exhale, twisting towards your right, left elbow to right knee, press into your palms, open your chest, squeeze the inner thighs together, take a round of breath. Good, and then left hand to the floor again. The right hand's gonna hold on to the right knee. Rolling to the pinky edge side of your left foot. Lift your right knee up, and then this time tree pose with the right leg. So the right foot comes to the inside of your left leg, the right arm reaches up. You could stay here or take wild thing. Right foot lands on the floor, just a little bit behind your left leg. Pick up your left toes and then point them back. Press into both of your feet and lift your heart up as you roll your shoulders towards one another. Next inhale, unwind. Right hand comes down to the floor. You're going to pull the right knee in towards the chest and step the right foot in between the hands. Good. From here, lower the back knee down. Take half splits. Right toes point towards the sky. You could stay with your half splits, or you can play around with going towards full splits. I do not have my full splits, but hey, it's a practice, it's a journey. Feels good to go a little bit deeper though. So you can play around with letting your legs separate further and further, just finding your edge. If you like to rock around a little bit, you can do that. If you like to kind of flow a little bit forward and back, you can do that. Take one more breath. We'll meet in a lunge, so if you wiggled your way a little bit further past half splits, you'll walk it back, come into your lunge, reach your arms up into the air. Again, option to keep the arms reaching straight up, or maybe the left hand comes to the left thigh or hamstring, reaching the right arm back, just as much as what feels good for you. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, unwind. Hands are going to come down to the floor, framing your right foot. Pick up your back knee. And then from here, just a little bit more balance fun. So you're going to start to put the weight into your right foot. You can do this with your hands on the floor or not, your choice. So let's try with one at least, with the hands on the floor, and then we'll try it without. So you're going to kick up into kind of an L shape with your legs. Your left toes are pointing down. Your legs are nice and strong. You're going to take a breath in, and then as you exhale, start to bend your right knee and your left knee. Your left knee is going to tap right about the middle of your right calf. And then as you breathe in, come back into that L shape. Let's try it without the hands. Exhale, both of the knees bend. Left knee taps the back of the right calf. Inhale back into your L shape. Let's go twice more. Exhale, bend and tap. Inhale into that L shape. Good. Exhale, bend and tap. Option to put your hands on the floor if you need to. Here, we're going to lower our left shin all the way down to the floor. So keep bending your right knee a lot. Left shin's going to land on the ground. And then you're going to slowly lower your bum to the earth. If you need to use your hands here, go for it. And then just wiggle your right foot so it's on kind of the outside of your left thigh. If you need to move your hips around a little bit, it's hard to land quote unquote perfectly in these positions, so do your best. Sit nice and tall. Take a deep inhale. going to twist towards the right. So turning towards that right leg, you hold on to the knee with your left arm if you like, right fingertips to the floor behind you. Good. Just going to change my orientation so you can see this next little move a little bit better. So if you're happy hanging out in this twist, this is a great place obviously to stay. It feels nice. If you want a little bit more challenge, and again, open heart, open mind when we come to yoga, right? If you're not feeling like it today, that's fine. If you are and you fall out of it, that's fine too. I might fall out of it, that's okay. So we're gonna come into kind of a funky arm balance. So if you wanna give it a try, your left elbow is gonna come to the outside of your right, or the top of your right thigh rather. Your hands are gonna come to the floor and shift your weight forward. So you're on your left knee and your left shin. Your hands are shoulder distance apart, just like you would be in a chaturanga. You're gonna start to shift your weight forward, coming to your toes. So both your right toes and your left toes are on the floor. You're shifting your weight so far forward that your right elbow, or your left elbow is holding your right knee. And then maybe you can take your right leg and extend it. Maybe your left leg can extend as well. If you've come into the arm balance, slowly come down as you're ready, and we'll extend our legs out in front of us. Great job. And give them a little bit of a wiggle and a shake. And we're gonna come up through a squat position. And again, a lot of people's knees don't really like this, so if that's you, go ahead and skip this. You can just come to standing in any which way that makes sense to you. If you'd like to give this a try, you're gonna bring your knees in towards your body. If you need a little bit of momentum, you can always try that as well. If it's like not gonna happen and without using momentum, that's fine. Otherwise, feet on the floor. I like to have my knees bent or come towards my armpits. Bring your arms forward and then take a little bit of a lean back. Press down into your feet, lift your hips, let them just hover. Squeeze your knees in, and then slowly come all the way to standing. Letting your arms come towards the sky as you arrive. Taking an interlace of your fingers, flipping your palms up. Take a nice big stretch, inhale. As you exhale, let your hands come down to your side. We're gonna do that one more time. So feet to the floor, or feet on your mat, right at the top. Take a deep breath and reach your arms towards the sky. As you exhale, hinge from your hips, fold towards the ground. Slide your hands up your shins, lift up just halfway. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, down dog. We're skipping the vinyasa, we're just gonna keep moving here. Inhale, the left leg floats up towards the sky. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left knee draws in, about in line with your belly button. Roll to the inside arch of your back foot. Lift your right arm up. See if you can straighten your left leg. 3 pulses, up, up, up. Left knee pulls in, right hand comes to the floor. 3-legged dog, big inhale. Exhale, left foot steps to the top of your mat. Power lunge, inhale, come on up. Arms can reach forward. Exhale, power side angle. So right heel spins to the floor. Arms stay reaching forward. Big bend in that front knee, core is strong. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, Skandasana, hands to the heart, hips come down, right toes flex up. You can stay here, or we're gonna move it over to the right side, stay as low as you can, get really ninja with it. If you need to come through a little bit of a higher stance, that's fine too. Let's make our way back. Ninja. One more time each way, roll to the right. And then take it to the left. Good. So again, you can stay here. If you'd like to go into that side bend, you're gonna let your right hip come down. So the outside and back side of your right leg is on the ground. Again, you can play around with how your left foot is on the ground. I like to have my toes pointing a little bit to the left, and my right hand's gonna hold on to the ankle while the knee is out to the left a little bit. Sit as tall as you can, take a nice deep inhale, sweep the left arm up. And then as you exhale, lean over, so maybe the left hand finds the right toes, and you can kind of snuggle your heart through that space in between your shoulders, opening the chest. where you're supposed to be. Take one more breath, don't force anything. On your next inhale, if you came out of Skandasana, we're gonna come back in. So again, a little bit of a tricky one for me, but you're gonna pop on up, letting your hips come off of the ground again. And then back into our power lunge. So turning to face forward, rolling. Maybe it might be graceful, maybe not. Coming back into that power stance. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, find your twist. Right elbow to left knee, press into the palms, roll the chest open. Good, right hand to the floor. Left hand stays on the knee, left knee. You're gonna roll to the pinky edge side of your right foot, lifting your left knee, and this time placing the left foot just somewhere on your right leg, coming into your tree pose. You can stay in tree or stick your left foot just behind your right leg. Turn your right toes to the back of your mat, press into your left heel, or press into your left toes rather, lift your heart, roll your shoulders together. Wild thing. Slowly coming out as you exhale. Left knee pulls in towards the chest, and then the left foot steps in between the hands. Right knee comes down to the floor. Half splits your variation. And stay halfway. You can roll through some movements that feel good for you. You can start to maybe wiggle into a little bit of a deeper splits position. It's a journey, my friends. We must enjoy the journey. Practice patience and compassion, just welcoming whatever sensations are present and knowing the difference between intensity and uncomfortability and pain. So if you're in pain, back off. If you're uncomfortable, that's usually where growth and great change can occur. So just getting to know the difference. So if you've wiggled past a half split, you can start to wiggle back into the half splits. And then let the left foot kiss the ground. Inhale the arms up. You can again have the arms just straight up, or maybe right hand finds right thigh, lifting left arm up and back, opening the chest a little bit more. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, hands find the mat. I'm going to step it back into our downward facing dog from here. Take a deep breath in. I missed something. You're going to step your left foot forward. And from here, we're going to go into those little L-shaped kicks. You got a little extra break there, so you're welcome. So your hands are going to come just slightly forward to start. You're going to lift your back leg up, so the right leg is about parallel to the floor. The toes are pointing at the ground, staying nice and active through your core. You're going to take a breath in. As you exhale, right knee taps the left calf, so bending both of the knees. You can keep your hands on the floor or let your hands come off the ground. Exhale, right knee taps left calf. Inhale, back to straight legs position. Exhale, right knee taps left calf. One more time, inhale. Exhale, tap it, hold. Again, hands can be on the floor if you like. Let your right shin come all the way down to the floor. Go slowly. Once your right shin comes to the floor, you can let your bum slowly come down to the earth. And then wiggle your left foot so it's just on the outside of your right thigh. Again, I'm going to change my orientation so it's easier for you to see that little arm balance. So we're going to come into our twist first. Begin to turn towards your left. You can hug your left knee in. Maybe the left fingertips come down to the floor behind you. A few breaths here. Listen to your body. If this is where you want to hang out, that's cool. If you're feeling like you want to challenge, you want to give it a try. The right elbow comes to the left thigh. So you're going to use your tricep as a little shelf. Your hands are going to come to the floor in front of you. You might be off your mat a little bit or a lot of a bit, that's okay. You're going to shift forward. Your hands are shoulder distance apart. You're going to lift yourself up so you're just on your right shin for a moment. Your fingers are spread wide, your elbows are pointing towards your body, just like you would in chaturanga. Your right tricep is holding onto your left knee. You're gonna come to your toes, so your legs are still wound around one another, and you're gonna shift forward so much that your right elbow holds your left leg, and maybe your left leg can straighten and lift. Maybe your right leg can straighten and lift. And maybe not. So wherever you are, you're gonna take your time to come down into Dandasana. Legs straight, toes pointing up. From here, we're actually gonna lay down onto our back. So you can scoot yourself down, find your way onto your spine. Let your knees come in towards your chest. Soles of the feet will come together. Knees are gonna open up wide. Just allow your hands to rest wherever feels comfortable for you. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath your body. Just allow your head to rock a little bit, back and forth. As we begin to slide into stillness, and feel your breath and just its rhythmic, natural, of its own dance. And you feel the ripple effect of all the movements that you've just played with, still kind of reverberating through the body. All the sensations and feelings of length and stretch and strength, twist, starting to settle into yourselves. Feel free to be here for as long as it takes for the body to fully digest all that you have fed it. And as always, I'd like to say a huge thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.